This is the history of cricket, Part 2. The first Cricket World Cup and memorable moments. Cricket goes international by the early 20th century. Cricket had traveled far beyond England. Through the British Empire, the sport reached countries across the world. Nations like Australia, India, South Africa, the West Indies, and New Zealand started developing their own cricket cultures. International matches became bigger events. The first official test match was played in 1877 between England and Australia. This began one of cricket's oldest rivalries, the Ashes. Over the following decades, more teams joined international cricket. Cricket was no longer just an English game. It was becoming a global sport. However, traditional cricket had one major problem. Test matches could last up to 5 days. For many fans, that was difficult to follow. Television audiences wanted faster action. Organizers wanted more exciting competitions. Cricket needed something new, and that idea would change everything. The birth of one-day cricket. During the 1960s, cricket administrators began experimenting with shorter matches. The idea was simple. Instead of playing for 5 days, why not finish a match in 1 day? This new format became known as One-Day International Cricket, or ODI. At first, many traditional cricket lovers were unsure. Some believed shorter cricket would damage the spirit of the game, but fans quickly fell in love with it. Matches became more aggressive. Batsmen started taking more risks. Bowlers developed new strategies. Every over became important. Unlike Test cricket, where teams could slowly build their innings, one-day cricket demanded quick decisions. The excitement was impossible to ignore. Soon, cricket officials began thinking about something bigger. A tournament where the best teams in the world could compete against each other. A global championship. The Cricket World Cup was about to be born. The first Cricket World Cup, 1975. The first Cricket World Cup was held in England in 1975. At that time, nobody knew how successful it would become. The tournament was officially called the Prudential Cup, named after its sponsor. Only 8 teams participated: England, Australia, West Indies, India, Pakistan, New Zealand, Sri Lanka, and East Africa. The matches were played in the traditional English style. Players wore white clothing, the ball was red, and the matches were played during the daytime. Each game consisted of 60 overs per side. Compared to today's World Cup tournaments, it was a much smaller event, but the excitement was enormous. For the first time, cricket had a true global championship. Every team had the chance to become the first nation to lift the World Cup trophy. The first World Cup final. The final of the 1975 World Cup was played at the historic Lord's Cricket Ground in London. The two teams facing each other were Australia and the West Indies. The West Indies entered the final as one of the strongest cricket teams in the world. Their powerful batting and dangerous bowling made them a dominant force. Australia, however, refused to surrender. The match became a thrilling battle. West Indies captain Clive Lloyd played one of the greatest innings in World Cup history. His powerful century helped West Indies post. Challenging total, Australia fought back strongly. The match went down to the final moments. In the end, West Indies won the first Cricket World Cup. A new era of cricket had officially begun. The trophy belonged to the Caribbean, and the world had discovered the magic of World Cup cricket. The West Indies Empire. After their victory in 1975, the West Indies became the team everyone feared. They dominated international cricket throughout the late 1970s and 1980s. Their team was filled with legendary players, fast bowlers who terrified batsmen, powerful batsmen who changed the way cricket was played. They won the second World Cup in 1979, defeating England in the final. At this time, many believed West Indies cricket was almost unbeatable. Their fast bowling attack was considered one of the greatest in history. Players like Viv Richards became worldwide superstars. But cricket always has surprises, and one of the greatest surprises in World Cup history was about to happen. India's historic 1983 World Cup victory. Before the 1983 World Cup, India was not considered a favorite. The team had struggled in previous tournaments. Many experts believed stronger teams like West Indies, Australia, and England had better chances. But cricket is unpredictable. Sometimes the biggest moments come from unexpected places. India reached the final and faced the mighty West Indies at Lord's. West Indies were chasing their third consecutive World Cup title. India batted first and scored a modest total. Most people expected West Indies to win easily, but India's bowlers had other plans. Kapil Dev and his team produced one of the greatest performances in cricket history. They defeated the defending champions. India became World Cup winners for the first time. The victory changed Indian cricket forever. Before 1983, Cricket was popular in India. After 1983, cricket became a national passion. Millions of young people started dreaming of becoming cricketers. The sport grew beyond imagination. Memorable World Cup moments. Over the years, the Cricket World Cup created countless unforgettable moments. In 1992, the tournament introduced a new style of cricket. Colored clothing, white cricket balls, day-night matches. A modern version of the game was born. In 1996, Sri Lanka shocked the cricket world by winning their first World Cup. Their aggressive batting style changed the way teams approached limited overs cricket. In 1999, Australia began building one of the greatest teams in cricket history. Their dominance continued into the early 2000s. The 2003 World Cup saw legendary performances from players like Sachin Tendulkar, who became one of the tournament's biggest stars. In 2011, India won the World Cup on home soil. Captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni finished the final with a memorable winning shot, creating one of cricket's most iconic moments. And in 2019, England won their first men's cricket World Cup after one of the most dramatic finals ever played. The World Cup had become more than a tournament. It had become a celebration of cricket itself. Cricket's global revolution. The Cricket World Cup transformed the sport. It introduced cricket to new audiences. It created international legends, and it brought different cultures together through shared love of the game. Countries that were once considered outsiders became powerful cricket nations. Afghanistan rose quickly on the international stage. Bangladesh developed into a competitive team. New generations of players continued pushing cricket forward. Technology also changed the game. Television, instant replays, the decision review system. Advanced statistics. Modern cricket became faster and more connected than ever before. But despite all these changes, one thing remained the same: the emotions, the pressure, the unforgettable moments that make cricket special. From a small tournament in England in 1975 to a global sporting festival watched by billions, the Cricket World Cup has created some of the greatest stories in sports history. It gave us champions, it created legends, and it proved that cricket is not just a game of bat and ball. It is a game of dreams, a game where an underdog can defeat a giant, where one moment can change history forever. But the story of cricket does not end here. In Part 3, we will explore the rise of modern cricket, the era of T20, the Indian Premier League, cricket's biggest superstars, and how the sport entered a completely new generation, because the greatest moments in cricket history are still being written.